Oh, hi folks, this is Andy from daytradeexpress.com. Anyone who is actually day trading or scalping will know that days between New Year and Christmas are in fact rather slow. It just seems that comes to a standstill, if you like, and if you're day trading you need that movement to be able to grab your few pips that you, or points that depending where you're trading of course, that you want to make some reasonable amount of money. Because I had a bit of time, I thought I'll do another video, and that would be kind of an overview of trading, taking into account of course all the emails that I had in the last few months, just to give an idea really that sometimes it's not the system or how you look at it, but how you react, in my view, to the movements rather than the indicators and everything else you might be using. I think anyone who downloaded the method or indeed has watched a few of my videos will know that they don't have Bollinger Bands. So I deliberately put them on just now, just to show that, as you can see, that they're really acting as resistance and support. And it's been said that 95% of the price movement stays within the band. Now, of course, at what stage do you short, if you like, as is now walking up a band? There is a price going on this particular situation. At what stage do you short if you think that that's really going to a point where maybe some reversal is bound to take place, or over here when it's actually walking down the band, in which case are you thinking in actually going long? Maybe that's not really what they're meant. I think certainly whenever I use the Bollinger Bands, it's a question of giving me a very quick look as to what's happening to the price. And I think it's pretty obvious to everybody now that although there is the minute if you like increase over here and a little bit of a downfall over there, there's really nothing else that actually happened. As you can see from the price over here, we're talking what's that, 40, maybe about 50 range over a period of a day, which is absolutely nothing. This is the German DAX, by the way, that could have maybe up to 150 or even more range a day. To be honest, when there is something like this, I do not really want to trade. I've also added on an indicator, and again, all those people who downloaded the method will have an indicator as another option if they want to do that. But you can actually see that from the movement of the price, which is short candles as you can see, and the indicator is really following all the little bits and pieces, and that is not really what you want to see. That kind of stuff over here, over there isn't really anything you would say, well, maybe is now turning, maybe I have a divergence, whichever way you actually trade. So this is an indication definitely that you will not be trading if you're scalping. If you think you're going to get one pip or 1 point and go for it, but why do that and risk a lot more? The same situation really I put underneath euro dollar. This one has got a little bit more, because I think really with the indices it's always slower than the Forex, simply because there are parts of the world, if you like, that they don't celebrate Christmas, or they don't have as many holidays as the West, and therefore there is always that movement, as you can probably see. But even with this one, it's not a hell of a lot. You're talking 40. I know it might show a lot, but that's basically it. And if we go a little bit further back, there is from, what's that, 8:30 this morning, maybe a little bit more movement, probably about 55 or thereabouts. That's not really enough to do anything. Yes, you may catch one or two, but at the same time you might also lose 3 or 4, so there is actually no point in doing it. And obviously on this one as well, I've actually put on the an indicator, and to be perfectly honest, it's pretty obvious from here. You can actually see the movement of the indicator is actually reflecting on the small candles of each move on the chart itself. So, but anyway, the point that I'm trying to make, if people are asking me throughout the year, really, is an indicator a bad thing to put on and what have you, and the answer is, really, if you're comfortably putting an indicator, that's fine, but don't actually trade solely by taking the movements of the indicator. If you do, that's fine. You might succeed if you have a very strict money management approach, and I think that's basically what it means at the end of the day. Do not really trade without any stops at all, either mental or sticking them on the software. Personal experience here, I think somehow you will always say, well, leave it a little bit more, it's bound to come back, and I'm sure that sounds very familiar to a lot of people. Please just survive for another day. Some signals, if you like, will be stronger than others depending on the circumstance, what's happening, and who is trading at the time, and so on and so forth. So there's going to be more and more trades, especially if you're using small time frames. There's always going to be another day. So by all means, people are saying that it's better to have a strict discipline and money management approach than actually having a method, which up to a point I have to agree with that. A bit of a system is obviously quite handy to have, but again, stick to it. I have a few people who downloaded the method who are actually moving from a section to a section, and it is not quite what you really want to do, because the method in fact is giving you various options, and that it's really for people to decide which is suited to them and they feel more comfortable in actually trading it. There's no point doing 2 weeks on one approach and then deciding that, oh, maybe that didn't work out, let's try the other one. There is nothing out there that's 100%, trust me. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So the principle at the end of the day is to cut those losses short. You are going to have losses. You cannot avoid that, and I don't believe that there will be anything out there, the holy grail as people are calling it, the software that will indicate when to trade or when to come out. Yeah, of course there will always be all this, but there will be losses. Cut them short. That's all I can say. The emails throughout the year, I think anyone who sent me an email will know that I respond. In fact, really, I'm watching the DAX on the other screen, so let me just bring that close. Look at this. Now, what is that movement? It's absolutely nothing. How can you trade on that? And if you think that maybe, there is some reversal here, let's go for it. Okay, under normal circumstances, maybe on a good day you would have really had some response, but the actual movement during these days, it is no good at all, and therefore it's absolutely pointless in really doing it. So there you are. I think at the end of the day, you really need to be very disciplined when you're trading. You stick to 1 or 2 setups, or however many setups you want to have, but wait until they show. That's all there is really to it. I'm not saying stick in front of the screen all day long and do that. There are people that are using the high time frames, the hours, the 4 hours and everything else, and maybe they do even the orders, they're putting the orders through overnight or when they have time. I don't do that because I can't hold an hour trade, that kind of thing. I'm a day trader. I will probably stop 10, 11, whatever it is there. If there is a movement, I hang around and just see what happens. But day trading for me is quick, in and out. Yes, the profit is short, but also the loss has to be according to that. You cannot have a loss of 20 pips and a gain of 3 or 4. So that's basically how I say it. If you see some of my videos that have Bollinger Bands, it's because there is 1 or 2 setups that I like to use on there. So sometimes, because I have a couple of screens that I use, I may set the same instrument with the Bollinger Bands just to see what's happening, and even I have to be honest, and even that might have an indicator. It's not that I use it literally to trade from, but I use it in conjunction with the Bollinger Bands. It's just something I do. I always have the whole thing not showing, obviously, because I don't do that. But if the movements are slow, there's no setup at the time, yes, I may click on the other chart that I have hidden, if you like, during my trading time, and maybe there they would give me something, but there it is. There is nothing wrong in actually using indicators, as I said in the past, as long as your primary thing is price, because indicators, as we all know, are derived. There is basically a calculation of the price, so why not work on price? And even the Bollinger Bands, really, I mean, okay, they show you how far it's gone, but is it really there, or is it there, or is it likely to continue? So work out your system based on price. But yeah, a quick view on the Bollinger Band will roughly tell you, where am I going? Am I likely to have a reversal? Think about it. By all means, use whatever you like. I think I do have a couple of clients who are actually using Bollinger Bands in conjunction with an indicator, and they're telling me they're doing well. That's good enough. You know, why not? Why not? Okay, have a good year. I hope 2012 will be more successful than 2011, and we speak again soon. Okay, bye bye for now.